Alright everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video here along US-95 between the California state line and Boulder City, Nevada. So as I mentioned in the video, this is the last stretch of US-95 in Nevada I had yet to drive, which is really crazy considering how early I drove most of US-95 in Nevada. This stretch just eluded me for 10 years, give or take, so it was really nice to be able to finally drive this stretch here and to clinch all of US-95 in Nevada, which is a lot considering it's been 646 miles in the state. It was also really cool for me to be able to drive this stretch of 95 here during the solar eclipse that took place here in North America on April 8, 2024. I had been anticipating this date for quite a while because I knew this was going to be a very special event, and luckily with my main job I actually was having the time off, so I didn't have to request any vacation or anything like that, so I made a pretty hasty decision to come down to this area of the United States to be able to view the solar eclipse. So where I live in Northern California, it would have been about 40% totality, and over here, like I mentioned, it was about 61% totality there in Boulder City. Now obviously places like Texas got to see 100% of the solar eclipse, and I'm just so jealous of those people because that would have been such an awesome experience, but unfortunately the timing where I had the time off from work just wasn't going to be able to work out to where I was going to be able to drive out to Texas or fly out to Texas or anything like that to see the solar eclipse, which would have been amazing, but also keep in mind how expensive hotels and flights and all the transportation was to get to these areas that were in the path of the total solar eclipse. So in a way I was really bummed that I wasn't able to do that, but in a way I was really happy that I got to experience this here, and being able to film during a solar eclipse nonetheless was just something I never thought I would be able to do, but I'm happy I was able to do it and showcase it to you guys here. Let me know in the comments if you notice this video getting darker as it progresses from where I started recording at the beginning of the video down there at the California state line, which was around, I would say, 10:30 give or take, and then by the time I got to Boulder City about 11:20, so it was almost a full hour, and the totality began, I would say, around the time that I was pulling up to Interstate 11. Right around there, because I remember specifically getting off at a truck stop there in Boulder City, and it was about 11:30 about the time I pulled off at that truck stop. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see that, honestly. I got my Eclipse glasses out that my hotel in Laughlin, Nevada the previous night just gave out to people because a lot of people were actually there to see the solar eclipse in that area of the US. So yeah, I drove from my home in Northern California and spent the first night there in Laughlin, Nevada, and then drove up to Las Vegas here for the second day of my trip, and then I drove all the way through Nevada on US-95, basically up to the Reno area before I started heading home. So this was a really fun solo trip for myself. I really wish that my grandpa could have been with me on this trip, but just due to some circumstances, it just wasn't going to work out for him to join me on this particular trip, which was a bummer because I'm not too sure when the next solar eclipse is going to be in the United States. I believe it's going to be sometime in the 2040s, and that's quite a long time away, and I don't want to think too far ahead, but man, that's going to be a pretty interesting time to see what this YouTube channel is doing in the 2040s. That would be pretty cool to see, actually, considering we're almost halfway to the 2040s from when I originally started my YouTube channel. That's pretty crazy to think about how long I've been doing this, actually. So yep, so we're just going to keep on trucking, and we will continue producing these videos, I guess, as time goes on. So yes, folks, I really hope you all enjoyed this ride here along US-95 as we drove up to Boulder City, Nevada. I'm going to end off the video here very shortly after I do some plugs, but I just really hope you all enjoyed this video here as we drove up 95 during the solar eclipse of April 8, 2024. We are not going to see another solar eclipse here in the continental US for almost 20 years, so just take it all in, man. That's all I got to say. Alright everyone, as we get ready to end off the video here, I'm going to shout out some of my social media accounts, which you can all find in the description of this video. I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my Instagram account. It's just under the name InterstateKyle. I'm really trying to get that to at least 100 followers here very soon, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys checked out my Instagram. Whenever I'm on trips, I like to post on my story there of where I am and what I'm doing, so it's just a really fun interactive way to see what I'm doing almost in real time in a sense. So please follow my Instagram at InterstateKyle, same thing with my Twitter or X. I would really appreciate your support over there on those social media platforms. I would also like to give a big shout out and thank you to all of my Patreon members who continue to support me over there on Patreon. Those guys get early releases and so much more over there on Patreon. You guys can be part of that awesome crew that you see on the screen right here if you guys check out my Patreon. And of course, all the money that I make on there just goes right back into this YouTube channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. And another thing that is set up on my channel is Super Thanks, which is located to the right of where you would normally like one of my videos. What that basically is just a way for you guys to tip me out for each video going forward if you feel that I've earned it, of course. And then all the money on there also goes right back to this channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. And with all those plugs out of the way, folks, I really hope you all enjoyed this video here, and I will see you guys for the next adventure. Thank you so much for watching.